everything is so time sensitive that you're always working. Like you always are doing things back to back to back, and you never really take time out for yourselves. Even if you do, it's a very short time because then you are already scheduled for something else, and your life is always scheduled and planned.
Yeah.
And I think
such small
this
things.
has maybe
Like, I
been
mean,
like a force
I guess
way for
if
you
I
to just
hadn't had
stop
this
and
time off, I
just
wouldn't have addressed those things, because there
actually
are
take
certain
care of
things that you
yourself for
actually
once.
want to do, but you always keep it on the side burner. Like, I don't know, just maybe rearranging your wardrobe, something as simple as that. Because every time I'd come back home and, I'd unpack my bags and pack them again and just leave. So I had no time to tend to what was happening at home. I had no time to spend with my parents, although I would try to make maximum amount of time, but that too would be very limited. Uh, I've had my pet now for 7 years. I don't think I think he is wondering what is Mama doing at home so much, because he's never seen me at home for such a long period of time. So yeah, bonding with him, making good food. I didn't know I am I really enjoy cooking so much, and it's been therapeutic. Just being there at your home and kind of doing small things which, which need to be attended to. But I think we are all, I guess we are all very passionate about our profession. Like, I am someone who's been working since the age of 15, so naturally my heart goes out to being in front of the camera. That's what I enjoy the most. But then there's so many other facets to life that you want to address as well, which are very, very important.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to know because I mean, I've always thought this. You have the most beautiful skin. Considering the amount of probably makeup and lights that you have to be in front of, still you have beautiful skin. So I'm sure there's good genetics in there too. But what do you do? Like, because I want to discuss this, like self care and self love. Because as you said, everyone is trying to be super productive, and people should somewhere are maybe not understanding that this is the best time to take out for yourself and do things for yourself, which may be relaxing, or may be good for you, mentally, emotionally,
So
physically.
right now, if
So
you
what
see
do you do?
my
Like,
skin,
what are the
I am
top
not wearing
5 things you
anything.
do for self care
There's
and
not
self
even a
love,
moisturizer on it.
and for your skin especially
And
because it's so nice.
yeah, and that is something I've very consciously done while I've been at home. I haven't touched my skin with products, because when I'm at work, by the virtue of my profession, I am supposed to overdose on it. Which is, if they're used sensibly, if good skincare is used sensibly, and to a like to the right quantity, it's good for you. But I feel like nobody really wants to address the root cause and um, take care of their skin in the right way, and that starts with your diet, whether we like it or not, whether we want to address that or not. And it's very often people ask me, like, they're like, what do you do for your skin? I said, even I'm the same. Like, the days I eat a certain way, the next few days I'm not going to look my optimum. My skin is going to give way. And I discovered a couple of years ago that I'm gluten and dairy intolerant. So for me, the diet change was a huge was a huge turning point when it came to my skin, because I used to have acne, like, even like in my adult life. So then that was a bit of a bummer, because if I'm facing the camera, you don't want to be pimply all over. And more than the aesthetic part of it, is just painful. And I feel like a lot of people don't address that. And today, whatever I have, like, even if there's tad bit of scars, I'm like, you know what, it's fine, let that be there. Because I think a lot of stuff that we largely don't want to accept ourselves the way we are. And then there are these unrealistic beauty standards that people have set. And then there's just so much, and then you're just trying to achieve it again and over again, and then it's just never ending. So I've come to a point where I've first accepted who I am and how I am. And now I'm just like, I don't touch my skin, I don't touch my hair. But I tell people who really want to take care of themselves, discipline and kind of making sure that you're eating healthy most of the times, because everybody likes to indulge. I like to indulge too, and I'm no different. I indulge as well. But most of my life is, a disciplined. I've always lived a very disciplined life, and you have to kind of, watch what you eat. Eat like eat ghar ka khana, eat what your grandmother has always like kind of told you to eat, because I feel like their basics were so right when it came to food. And eat seasonal, which is again such an important thing. Like people were so against mangoes when mangoes came out, but mangoes are so good for you. So it's like stuff like that. Whatever is seasonal at that point of time, one must embrace.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about mentally? Like, what do you think of like self love or self care when it comes to your emotions or being mentally strong or feeling good emotionally? Because I think at least I have struggled in the lockdown with this, where there
Yeah,
are
the
days that
same,
I feel
Pony, the
great and
same.
I'm
Even
like,
I've had days
I'm
that
going to
were
do
very,
this and I
very
feel
good.
good. And then there
Like
are
I'd
days
wake
where I
up and
feel
I'd
very
start
low. Like,
singing and jumping in the house
what
for
do
no
you do for
reason.
yourself
And then
mentally?
there were days I was really like, I don't want to get out of my bed. I don't even want to go and shower. I don't even want to go like dress up. And I would literally keep
Yeah.
like some work in the day, so that would kind of give me the motivation to get up, get ready, and like do something. So, but I think we all need to cut ourselves some
Yeah.
slack. It's fine if there are days you don't feel. I think the large problem is that
Yeah.
we don't allow ourselves to
Yeah.
feel bored enough. I think we've not really, most people don't understand the importance of boredom, because we're always so stimulated, either by a TV show or by, something that, some article that's online, or, we're always getting some information or the other, and that being bombarded with that doesn't let us feel bored at any point of time. And when we're actually feeling bored, we feel like something's wrong. But actually, if you just let the boredom settle in a little bit, it becomes peace.
Right.
So I think that we're just too scared to be peaceful. So so I guess we're all kind of in that battle. But for me, this period especially, uh, it really made me realize that we don't need so many things that we are after. And that was, it was mentally calming me down, that I'm at home, and there are times I can't access quite a few things. Like I got locked down without any, and I love working out. I've gotten locked down without any weights, without any equipment, literally nothing. And I figured my way out at home, like with whatever I had. So I think also the fact that we don't need so many things to kind of fill our life. Yeah.
I do suffer with this, where sometimes I feel like uh, being at peace, too much peace, or having too much free time equates to not being productive or not being successful. And I think, at least
Yeah.
for me, this is redefining, or I'm starting to think about redefining what that means.
Absolutely. And
I
I
don't
think
have to be busy
success
24/7 to feel
definitely means
successful or
different
productive.
things to different
And I don't know
people.
if
Like,
it's taught you the same thing as
like
well,
I
like
realized
this
that
time,
you can have everything, but if you're not
right?
feeling healthy, say that is no, again, does not let you enjoy any of your success. So, you can reach all the standards of what everybody wants you to be and what you also want yourself to be. But if you're unhealthy at that point of time, if you aren't feeling your best, it means nothing to
That's
you,
true.
right? It could be mentally, emotionally, or physically. So just being in an unhealthy state in either one of the ways lets you not enjoy any of your success or any of the goodies of life.
Yeah.
So
What do you do, like any
no,
meditation or
I
yoga or
I
something
do
just to
yoga. Yoga has been a
calm
very, very
yourself
integral
down or
part of my life,
be in a nice
and it's
state of
not just
bliss for a
because of the
couple of minutes a
lockdown. It's
day, or
always been a very
at
integral
all?
part of my life.
Or do you
But
pray, or
apart from
like what
that,
do you do?
and I'm someone who has, I mean, I like to have a trainer with me. I'm someone who doesn't like to train on my own. I like someone's presence, someone who's monitoring what I do. So, of course, after one, we could not access anybody, coming home or training us. Everything went online, which was a great revelation for me, because I did not know that that's such an easy
Yeah.
option considering we travel so much. So then I started taking online classes for my yoga sessions. And but more than just working out, doing yoga, or meditating,
Yeah.
what I realized is that even just soaking in the emptiness just the way it is important. And I feel like most of us aren't comfortable with ourselves alone. So and I spent a lot of alone time just being, with myself, and I'm quite happy with that. I think I mean, I live with my parents, so we do spend a lot of time of the day together. But even apart from that, there are times I'm just sitting, I'm probably reading a book. If I feel like, if I don't feel like, I'm not exaggerating, Purnia. There have been days I'm just staring at the ceiling, and it's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm trying to get used to that. I'm trying to feel okay with that, because otherwise, when I'm on a film set, you're bombarded by at least 100 people in your face, which is great. We're all social beings. We enjoy that. But then also this part is equally important. Just getting comfortable with your own self.
Yeah,
I have a feeling I will.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you'll probably miss this once you're back to a super busy life. And speaking of that, like now that you're gonna go back eventually, when you go back to movie sets or production sets for ads or whatever, what are the steps you will take that were different from before? Now that you have been through this time and you may have learned a lot of things,
Yeah,
are you
I
gonna
think this
take certain
particular
steps
period
to
taught
maybe
us
take care
all
of
that it is
yourself
not
or
just about.
do things slightly
Um,
differently now when you go
it's
back to work?
definitely not about who we are, or what we do, or how old we are. It's primarily about immunity, and primarily about being strong. So when you are physically, emotionally, mentally strong all the time, you're better at being able to battle a situation, in this case a pandemic, but in life also you become much more stronger to battle situations if you are feeling strong. So I feel like I think definitely I will take that. I will take immunity a lot more seriously when it comes to the physicality of it, because um, sometimes with unrealistic beauty standards, and when you try to like, I won't eat this, I won't eat that. Now there came a phase where everyone was like, please eat healthy, please eat well. That became like a center point. So I think those things have really changed, and I think I will continue doing that, because I realized that to face any situation, I should not be in a vulnerable situation. So apart from taking all the precautionary measures of wearing a mask while I can, washing my hands, so I think everyone's going to become a lot more aware of sanitation, which I think was not a thing in our country in general. And on sets also, I would see people like sometimes littering things here and there, which I would really get like upset about. And I'd often kind of make a note that why is this happening. So I think stuff like this, sanitation, will be taken a lot more seriously on sets. I would for sure do that. So yeah, I think these things would change for me for sure.
Are you in a place where you're like dying to get back to work, or are you in
I'm
a place where
actually
you don't
enjoying this.
mind um
I'm enjoying this in a
staying
way
home
that
a
I
little
don't know
longer?
how
Like
I will be once I go
mentally, where
back
are
to
you?
work. But I think I miss facing the camera, so that part I miss. But I don't miss the madness, because I've somewhere gotten used to this calm pace of life. But I guess I'm sure, and I hope and wish it's soon that we all get back to the madness, because that is also a very essential part of
Yeah.
who we are. Uh, but heart of hearts, I know I'm going to find it hard to like wake up at a super early time in the morning and head to work. But yeah, I mean, touch wood, it's been good. Yeah.
So, like you were saying that, as an example, like one of the things you got to do was to kind of clean out your wardrobe. And this is something that I've been discussing because we have a sustainable brand and we are, I mean, actually, even before lockdown happened, I was already starting to think about maybe in terms of fashion and the fashion industry also, and even personally, like how to be less wasteful when it came to my shopping choices or my wardrobe. And um, so, how do you like now, have you been able to clean out the wardrobe, take out what you don't need? Um, what's your wardrobe status like right now? Like, or do you feel like now you don't need to buy anything for a while, or do you are you going to be recycling a lot of things from your wardrobe? Because like at the end of the day, actors are role models, right? So a lot of young girls think and believe that actors have these insane wardrobes and always have new things. And
Yeah, for me, a
I
little
mean,
bit of a comedy
is that
happened
even true
because
to a certain degree? And how are you going to
I
kind of
travel a
change
lot,
your
right?
wardrobe
So I'm
practices
always
now
flying to some
after
place.
this?
So I normally I hoard a lot of winter wear because I'm either at an airport or in a in a vehicle that's air conditioned, or you know again traveling to a hotel where again it's air conditioned. So I generally someone who has a lot of winter wear, and I had literally no summer wear, and I literally had very bare minimal workout. Uh, I had zero pajamas. So trust me, I was really, really lost during the lockdown and didn't know what to wear. And I literally had five t-shirts which were like being washed again and again. Um, but more than just
Yeah.
cleaning up my wardrobe, I think there were a lot of like knickknacks like shoes. I think I took out some 60 pairs of shoes, and I was like, why were these even there in my wardrobe? These weren't worn for like over a couple of years now. So those I got rid of. But yeah, I ended up with a very weird wardrobe, which now leads me to I might actually need to shop. So I am kind of looking forward to doing a little bit of shopping because I don't have enough t-shirts to wear during, and it's so hot in Mumbai. It's been really, really hot for the very brief rain that we had. I hope it rains a lot more.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's really
It's very it's very difficult surviving in a
no,
season without
actually,
the
mom somehow.
appropriate
I mean,
wardrobe.
we have very different sizes,
I
so
guess,
mom and I don't
do you
share
borrow
clothes.
clothes from your mom
But
for
yeah, I
kurta
think
and all?
dad's shirts are something that I like to kind of borrow because they're soft, and I'm a big sucker for white shirts. I don't know why, I just love white shirts. So yeah, so I think those are the ones I end
Yeah.
up stealing the most from my dad's wardrobe.
Yeah, they're very, yeah, nice. And are you like okay, because I keep thinking about this, that now after I think the whole the fashion industry, the film industry, a lot of people are now taking measures to be more sustainable and less wasteful, and um, when they go back to work or when they reopen their businesses. Um, is this something you're going to keep in mind when you're now going to be shopping for brands or even wearing brands for events? Are you going to be mindful of supporting brands
A
that are
hundred
either
percent,
sustainable
a
or
hundred
doing
percent.
something good for the
We are
environment or
looking at
something good for Indian
wanting to,
handicrafts, or
support
things like that?
Indian,
Does that matter
you
to you?
know,
Like, or is that going
clothing,
to change
Indian
now?
like fabrics. So I think this is something. This is going to be the way to go for all of us. And sustainable fashion is not just the order of the day, but I also feel like we've ignored that for a very long time, and um, there's so much talent in our country, Aponya. It's really sad and they are not paid well enough for the amount of work that they do and for the kind of work that they do, which is so difficult, and it's so intricate, and it's pure art, and
Yeah.
it's completely being ignored. Um, and I don't know why, because it's so comfortable and it's so fashionable, like when put together in the right way. So I think maybe people like you are going to be very, very instrumental in trying to bring that out towards people, and you have my support always. I'd like to say it in the live that
Yeah.
please feel free, that I would want to support this because it is something that I think our country for sure needs.
That's so amazing because I do think anybody who can be a role model is really going to help with this movement of supporting local talent, supporting designers who are trying to do something which is sustainable or relevant to Indian um, textile industry, to so many other industries in India,
Yeah.
which are sometimes even a lot of artisans whose crafts are dying. So those kind of designers need so much help right now. Okay, I wanna ask something fun just for myself also, and I'm sure people and guys they're complaining because we're ignoring comments. We will answer questions later. Tamanna will answer them in like 5-10 minutes. But I was gonna ask, from all your movies, what is your favorite look
I think
of which
recently,
character? What look did you really enjoy
I think
and you
recently I did a
thought
film
like
called
it looked
Saira,
great on you, and
which
what did
was
you love
basically
the most
pre-independence.
in terms of your
And
look,
we had
costumes,
Anju
how you
Modi
looked?
conceptualizing, all the garments for the costumes for
Yeah,
all the characters, and there was Sushmita,
yeah, I saw it.
who is Chiranjeevi sir's daughter, who's an amazing stylist herself. She was very very instrumental in kind of putting the look together for me, and what I loved is the detailing. Like every single piece of jewelry, like there were like 4 earrings in my ears, but everything was so beautifully done, and they really tried to bring that period alive, by you know keeping it real, but at the same time keeping it very grand and beautiful. So for me, it was so much fun wearing those. It was a very different kind. I played a classical dancer, so you get the kind of drape that we had was very different than the regular drape. So I was really enjoying wearing that because I've never had the opportunity to wear something like that.
Yeah,
So, and they were beautiful color combinations. I think Anju Modi had some really amazing color
yeah.
combinations to give to us.
She's very good with costumes. I've seen that and it was very, very beautiful. Now, I want to know, what about from your fans and from
I think
the
Saira,
public? What have they
I
responded
think
to the
Saira,
best
a lot of like,
and been
I think
like,
even
oh
my
God, and
haters
this,
had good
we loved you the
compliments
best and you
for
looked
me. Like,
amazing.
so I was very
What have
amazed
people
that
responded
a
to the
film
best?
that,
Which
and I
look
don't
of
think
yours?
my part was not the
Yeah,
most lengthiest part, but it was very impactful because the character is such. But I
really?
realized that at the end today, only good content is working. So we're all as actors, as performers, as entertainers, being forced to make sure that we churn out good content, um, which makes people feel something very strongly. And I think today socially relevant subjects uh, are what people are kind of feel like connecting with the most. So even if it's a period film, it has to somewhat have some kind of social relevance to today, and this film actually did have that. You don't need to do anything to have haters. You can just exist, and you can still have haters.
Yeah. I can't believe you have haters. How can someone hate you? People are just strange. I find sometimes also. Okay, anyway, but I wanted to ask because now I want to say, like, with the millennials and all, the trend is changing. Not a lot of them are coming into acting this early as like 15 and 16. So is this something that you put a time cap
Yeah.
to, that maybe by the time I'm 35 or 40 or whatever, I want to stop? Because it is exhausting, right? You've been acting since you were a child, a
I mean, I
teenager.
think
Or is it
deep
something
down, I think
that
every actor wants to
even
be
though
like
you've been doing
Amitabh
it for
Bachchan
so
ji.
long, you
But
want to
I think for
continue
me,
forever, like Amitabh Bachchan?
I I'd always want to be an actor till my dying breath. But I think I've changed the pace, and I think that is something that is in your hands. And I've been fortunate that I've had such a loyal fan following uh, that has come my way in all these years that I've worked, and I feel extremely fortunate and lucky with all the love that they pour in for me always. But I also feel, one, I feel responsible that I just don't want to churn out anything. So hence I feel like there's a lot more quality control that needs to happen. And while you do that, naturally the amount of work you take becomes lesser than what, say, I used to in, say 10 years ago, I would work at a different pace. So I think the pace is something that I'd want to change as time elapses, because of course there are, I mean, I would love to have, you know,
True.
a regular life. I'd love to have a family, you know,
Yeah.
do the whole shebang like everyone does, which which I look forward to at a later part of my life. So yeah, I think all of it, but a balance I think is so important. But I feel like you're if you're passionate about something, I think that should just never leave you. And in my case, it's performing in front of the camera. Makeup, I'm a
Yeah.
huge, like, I hoard a lot of makeup.
What else are your passions besides
Yeah, I'm
acting and
someone
being in
who
front of
will
the
like
camera?
wake
Do you
up in
have
the
other
middle of the night
passions?
and start putting on makeup. And I think now that I'm doing this live, gives me an
Really?
idea that should make a couple of videos when I do that. But I'm often so like daydreamy about it. I never really think of recording it. But
Really?
I think I
Oh.
should do one of these makeup videos because I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and makeup is all the rage online. Like everybody loves makeup videos. I am the opposite. Like I hate makeup. Like if I could just have someone do makeup for me every day for no reason, also just to go for lunch, I'd be so happy.
Sonia,
But
once
I
you
don't,
settle
and
down, I'm
I
coming to do
find it
your makeup.
so exhausting and like and stressful. Like to do my own makeup. Yeah, which is I mean, which is crazy because most girls I know.
Now you have to get Sindhi food for me.
Please come, please come.
Now
I'd
you're
be
going to
so
get Sindhi food for
in
me.
return, I will not cook, but I will get something cooked for you and feed you because I can't cook either.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'm
think
quite
we're
useless,
we're
actually.
like typical. Like we
Yeah,
enjoy our
done, done,
Sindhi food very very
done.
much, and
But there must be
once
really
a
good
week
Sindhi
there
food in
is
your
kadhi
house as well,
chawal.
right?
Once a week there's sai bhaji. I'm sure you've eaten all of that and lots of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's quite healthy, most of it. Just a couple of things I've
I
tried with
just
Sindhi food I
I
find
want to
quite
know, how
light.
have you been managing your
Maybe because I'm
dance?
from
Because I
UP
know
and
that you
everything we
dance
eat
so
is super
beautifully, and I've
heavy,
always
so
really admired
food
that
feels so light to me, you
about
know?
you.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know this now. So,
Yeah.
for my guru, yeah, actually, they're amazing. Oh, you know, Tamanna, actually, I think it was for this movie only you're looking for a dance teacher. But if you want to dance,
Right.
my gurus have started online classes. They just put their entire workload online. And so I was dancing at
Right.
least 3, 4 times a week with them online on a Zoom class. Last 2 weeks they stopped because they always take a month off in the summer. So they from June 11th to July 11th they've been off. I haven't danced, and I've actually been feeling quite gross not dancing. Like it just makes me feel so good to dance, and I think I eat better also when I'm dancing. Like I eat healthier. So now when they start again, I'll start. But it's been a savior, honestly. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me how you know it's so important. Like people who are very passionate about something, they need to showcase it. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I am very happy just dancing and practicing in my own living room and not having to showcase it. Of course, it's nice to showcase also once in a while, and it's nice to do a stage performance, and I love that. But the maximum joy I get is only from practice. When nobody is watching me, when it's just my gurus, that's the maximum joy I get. So I don't. I think if you're really
True.
passionate, if no one's watching, also you're
I
very
would
happy.
love to.
You
I
know.
would really love to start
So that's
myself
how I
off
feel
with
about
that
dance.
because
And
uh,
I'm gonna get you
it's a
started on
great
some online
workout.
classes,
It's
or you
something
come
I
you
also
come
really
practice with
enjoy,
me when things
and
open up a little
like you
bit.
said, it's actually a never-ending thing. You can just
Yeah,
keep learning, and it's
great
never enough.
workout. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. My guru's in his 80s and he's constantly learning. And he never acts like he knows it all. Never. He's like one of the most learned men in the world. But he'll always like call people for advice and call. I mean, he's constantly learning, and it's such a good influence on me because I never feel like you can never feel like you know it all because then that day your life is over. then why are you living if you know it all, you know? So that's how I feel about dance. And I feel like because I've had quite an Americanized upbringing, it keeps me rooted. And it was the one thing that kept me very, very rooted. And I'm really grateful for that, because I don't
Well,
think I
that
would have
was,
felt
I
this
had
rooted to
very
my
little experience
country
in
and,
that.
you know,
Only
to my
during the film
culture
that I
if it
was
weren't
talking
for
about,
dance, to be
I
honest.
had to train myself a little
Have
bit,
you ever
but
done classical music or dance?
I mean, I'm at a very, very basic level, so I have a long, long way to go. Nothing even close to what you do. Um, but yeah, whenever I see any of your videos or whenever I see your Insta story, even I'm like, you know what, I really need to get to this. I really want to do this. So yeah, this is definitely something I want to do. And I was quite curious about your new brand that you've come up with, Good Organics. Can you enlighten me a little bit on it and tell me
Yeah,
what do you do with that? I know it's sustainable fashion, but can you tell me some more?
very, yeah. So basically, yeah, of course, really quickly, I'll just tell you. So basically, it's a clothing brand where we only use fabrics that are found in the environment. So we use fabrics made from banana, from aloe vera, rose. This is hemp. So they're really interesting fabrics that we use. So everything is from the environment. Nothing is made from any. Sorry about that. My phone's on a timer. But yeah, like nothing is made from any harmful chemicals, even while it's produced. It takes less water when it's produced. We don't use any plastics like zippers or embroidery. We don't use plastic buttons. So everything is completely natural. Like even the ties, everything is from organic thread, organic dye. Because I just, I went through a phase, Tamanna, where like a year or 2 years ago, where I started feeling like quite uninspired in the fashion industry. And I was like, what am I doing with myself? And I don't want to be constantly in some rat race to have the biggest this and do the biggest that, because I think I had a business for a couple of years and it did well. And I think I was over it. And I move on from things very fast. I think that's another thing I do. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So
I
I was like, it's
actually
time to
do.
do something
That
which
was
is
my
good
main
and
intention of
meaningful
asking you this question.
and
I was like,
for my
how do we
country,
do
for the
this? How do
environment,
I get me some
for
clothes?
like Indian fashion at large. So that's how I came up with this brand. And I'm going to send you the lookbook because you need summer clothes. So you tell me what you want, I'll send it to you. But yeah. But it's all really beautiful. They're all really beautiful pieces that you can wear at home because they're so comfortable, but they're also very beautiful, so you can even wear it to a lunch, to a meeting. I wear it to office, like this I'm wearing to office. um it's just really comfortable, beautiful clothing, and that's my idea behind it. We're making a very small Diwali collection, very small one, which is kind of, it's very beautiful, but again completely organic, which you can, if you have 3 people at home, or you have Diwali with 5 people with your family, you can just wear it and look pretty. But it's just a kaftan. It's not hectic, a whole outfit and all. So that's the idea behind this. We've just launched our website, goodorganics.com. So
Yeah.
now we started getting orders on that. So I'm very happy. I mean, it's not the best time for retail, to be very
Yeah.
honest. But at least I'm happy about the fact that even though I'm in retail and that's not the best time for retail, at least I'm on the right side of retail. At least I'm not on the wasteful, fast fashion side. Nothing is worse than fast fashion. And, I am the biggest, like, I was a big consumer of fast fashion. Like, I used to love going to these high street stores and picking up jeans and tops and just being like, I'll wear it twice and I'll throw it. But don't do that, guys. Like, I realized those
Yeah.
brands, a lot of them don't follow good practices. Buy things, even if you're paying 5,000 rupees
Yeah.
extra, 2,000 rupees extra, buy things of good quality that you can wear for a long time. I've had things in my wardrobe for 10 years that I still wear. And those are all good quality things. You'd rather buy less, but buy good quality. I think that's what the
Yeah.
idea behind this brand is. And I just hope that even like
Yeah. Lots
actors
of
and people with
hellos.
influence
I
start
can see a lot of
supporting
hellos pop up.
brands like this. So let's hope for that. I just want to open this out really quickly for
Are
questions because I
you
know
see a
people want to
girl?
ask you questions. So guys, if you want to ask Tamanna anything, please ask now. I'm sorry, I completely was ignoring the the chat.
Yeah, actually, before the
Yeah, I was
lockdown,
too
I
engrossed in
had
my
one
conversation. But
Telugu film called
yeah.
CT Mar
So Taman,
that was under production, and we all had to get
what
out of
is
it.
your
And
do you have
I
any
had a web
project lined
show
up immediately
called
that you're
A
gonna go
November
back into?
Story, which was
Can you
under
tell us or
production.
no?
So both, yeah, both I need to go back to. Also, I need to make some more announcements, but like that should happen soon.
Ooh.
And I'm also reading a lot of scripts right now. So yeah, so a lot of stuff. I know that once things get normalized, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be running for my life. So I'm kind of enjoying this as this lasts.
Yeah.
Well, if it's external stuff you're talking about, it's um I guess good
Yeah.
genetics. I can't take much
Somebody
credit for
asked,
it.
"What's the
But yeah,
secret
also
of your
good
beauty?"
lifestyle. Yeah, like that's probably the
I
trend
don't
I'd
know.
like
I
to
mean,
say. Like you can
you can
have good
answer that.
genetics, you can have
Good
everything, but
genetics
if
for
you just
sure.
have a
What
bad
else?
lifestyle, you're gonna put that to waste. So yeah, I guess making the most of whatever you have is important. I can't believe that, Funny. I think you're one of the fittest people I know. One of the most.
Yeah. I think I'm a case of good genetics but bad lifestyle. That's so
Yeah,
terrible.
I
I
think there are
always
two
tell
kinds of
myself I
people
need to
in
have a better
quarantine.
lifestyle.
There are two kinds of people in
And
quarantine.
I have very
There are two kinds of people in quarantine.
very bad diet.
Ones
My
who
mother and all like are
who
appalled by
get
me,
thinner,
but I'm gonna
and
start
ones
now.
who get
I'm
fat.
gonna start now.
You can do both.
Because I know that I better start now because I'm sorry. That's me. Getting fat is me. Although I've spoken to this dietitian who's attempting to put me on a healthy routine from in like 2 days. God only
We've
knows if
all
it'll
done it.
happen, but
We've
I'm
all done it.
trying
Even the ones
because
who
I've been
say
eating
they
like six
haven't
meals
have
a
done
day.
it.
My
In
sister's
quarantine, weight
baking. I'm
is just
eating everything
something
she's
that has
baking.
happened to
They're all
everyone.
on diet, so I'm everyone's dustbin. I eat everything because everybody else wants to stay thin. I'm shallow now. I better start myself also taking care of myself. Lost 7 kilos in quarantine. That's no, but
Well,
my
the
friends and
point is,
sisters,
if
they're
this
losing
makes you
weight.
happy,
That's so
then this is your
irritating.
way.
They're walking 20,000 steps a day. They're not eating. They're losing 7 kilos, 10 kilos like this. Like my friends, like, what's wrong with them? I'm feeling so depressed looking at them.
Well, yeah, but more power to you. I hope you start your
I'm
diet
jealous. Actually,
in
more than
these two
depressed, I'm
days,
just
and
jealous.
you enjoy that as well.
It makes me happy for the 5 minutes I'm eating it, and then it makes me very depressed after that. Disaster.
I was 16 years old. Yeah, so the film that they
Oh
mentioned was my
God, please give
sorry.
me some willpower. But somebody just said you looked really cute in your first
I
film.
thought
I'm sure because you were
I
like
think
a
I was
kid.
extremely confident, and in fact, I recently
How
happened
did
to
you
see some
feel?
interview from
How did you,
like back in like the day when I was 15 years old, and I was like,
how did you feel being on a
I
set so
think
young?
I was more confident
I
then
was
than
like
I
a
am
crazy
now.
person at 16. So I
So I don't know from where I had this. I thought like I was the best. There's nobody better
yeah.
than me, and the world revolves around me. So good. It is. Yeah, I
Really?
think as you grow older, you are still a little more like you're more aware of what's how it all functions, and then yeah, I think.
Sometimes that
But I feel
innocence,
like
that
for an actor,
ignorance is
especially,
so
it's so
amazing,
important to keep that innocence alive.
because you're
I
not
think
affected
that's
by
what
anything.
makes you relevant.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a constant. Like in my case, it has to do with a lot of my family support. They being there makes most of the times deals with all
It's very
my like
hard, na, Tamanna?
anxiety and all
Knowing the
my
way things
troubles.
work and
And
not
I feel
being
very
jaded.
fortunate to belong to a family that's very concerned about my emotional health uh, all the time, and that's a blessing. It's like basically what do they talk about, like I don't know what are gods or what are, I think when when we can kind of embody that by just being good people or being considerate or being loving. And when we talk about self-love, you learn how to love yourself, because if in my case I've seen my parents loving me a certain way, so that's what I understand love is, and hence I'm able to kind of be loving to my own self. So I think compassion starts with yourself, and then that's how then you kind of pass it on to everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that I learned in
Yeah,
yoga
that's
actually. My
really
yoga
nice. And
teacher
it's so
used to
true
always
because
say that.
sometimes I feel like
And
I'm
there were
very hard
times I
on
was
myself.
physically
And I'm
not
like, if
feeling
I'm
up
going
to
to
it,
be
but
so
I'd
hard
push
on
myself
myself,
into a class, and she'd be like, listen, if
then
it's
I'm going to be
hurting
hard
now,
on
make
everybody.
some
So I
sound.
should just be
It's
nice to
okay. Make
myself. Let
some
me be
sound,
nice to
because
everyone,
that means you're expressing the fact that you're uncomfortable. So I think sometimes we don't address our own discomfort, and we don't address our own, like, we're not loving to ourselves enough. So, so I guess that's what this time is about.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
As in watching a film, which film did I see first?
Somebody asked,
Oh, that would
yeah,
be hard. I
that's
wouldn't
true.
remember, but I
Somebody
think
asked,
Andaz
what
Apna
was your
Apna
first
was one of
cinema
the films that
experience? That's a nice question.
I have watched so many times, and yeah, I loved.
I think,
Me and my brother used to
think
sit and
so,
watch
yeah.
it like multiple times. OD'd on it. Yeah.
Oh my God, love. Favorite film. Yeah.
I mean, I'm using what's it called? It's Gucci something. I'm using the Gucci floral one right now.
It's a classic.
I'm not someone who's
Yeah.
into too much of.
What about
Um,
someone's asked, what's your favorite perfume? Although I
mm,
feel like perfume is so personal, but
no, there are
anyway.
phases. Like couple of years, I'll be using one kind of perfume. Like there was a phase where I only used Davidoff for a very long time. Then there was Issey which I used for a very long time. And now I've come to Gucci. Now
You
Gucci's
change
going
often?
on for a while. So like till I get bored of it, and then I move on to something else. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What?
Yeah. I think like you get so familiar with the smell, then you don't, it becomes your smell, you know? I
What
don't get
name is
people who
this?
change perfumes all the time. Like, yeah. But anyway, I've used the same perfume for 20 years. Before that, I used the same thing for 10. Like, I, yeah, I can,
That's
it,
amazing.
it's just, it
I'm
becomes
gonna
my
try out that
smell.
perfume.
And I just, like, my mom has a smell. She can't change hers. Like, if I use Jean Paul Gaultier,
Yeah,
and
me
my
too.
mom used to use it, so it become her smell. So
Ooh.
now I like her smell, so I made it my
But
smell.
I mean, for a lot of people, I'm
But
also
yeah,
like I balance that off.
yeah,
Like I want people to know
it's
that
a
I
really
really
nice
enjoy my
one. And
food.
again, I don't like
I
anything too
There are
strong.
times I'm quite a potato
Someone
sack.
just
I
said
don't
you're a
move.
fitness icon, which is
So it's not,
huh?
while we kind of focus on health
That's a
and we
great
talk
offer.
so much about it, we forget that it's also important. I cannot stress enough about taking a chill pill
Yeah,
during this time. No, for sure not. Yeah, that's for.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't have to work out every day of the week.
Yeah.
This I'm talking to my own
Yeah.
friends who are doing 20,000 steps. Yeah, but I have a friend. She's a lawyer. Okay, her apartment is tiny. You know how she just walks back and forth on her
Thank
phone, on
you
her
so
calls,
much,
and she does
Manya.
20,000 steps every day.
Exactly. I almost
I
felt
mean,
like I sat and chatted
insane
with
to
you
me.
and had a
Anyway,
cup of coffee
good for her.
somewhere.
I'm just jealous, but
Uh,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe in one of our favorite places to hang.
Anyway, that's true. I just want to say thank you so much. This was so
But listen,
nice. It
I'm
was just nice
actually
to
going to
see
make
you
a
after
plan
so
once
long.
things get okay, and we need to do a chill session,
Yeah,
like no work, only just hanging.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And now in Bombay, as soon as things open up a bit, I'm gonna come over.
done.
one, then
Done.
start
That sounds like a plan.
dance classes. And then
Please
we'll do
do. I
one
can
like
totally
night
use it right now.
dinner, where I'll give you some kebabs, and then you feed me some Sindhi food in return. So we'll do a few sessions.
Same here. Such a pleasure to see you.
And I'm sending you the lookbook from Gur. So
bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Right now I'm sending it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was so good